whatever it is, 920. All right, so if 2/3 gallon of paint covers 1/5 of a wall, then how much paint is needed for the entire wall? So what we are going to basically find here is our unit rate, our paint per wall. So can someone raise a hand and tell me, what is my math problem going to be that I have to solve? If I know I'm finding my paint per wall, because I'm looking for a whole wall, what am I going to have to do? Go ahead, Kylie. Is 1.25. That means we know y equals k times x. 6 times 1.25 is going to be 750, which means in order to find my y value, I just multiply by $1.25. What is 50 times $1.25? 50 times $1.25. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'll give you a hint. It's the answer we already found earlier. 50 times $1.25 is going to be $62.50. So if we look here, we did this in 2 rows. In the previous slide, Kaya did it in 3 rows to get to $62.50 because she used her table to get her unit rate. But we know that a unit rate is the same thing as our constant. We find them in the exact same way. So instead of having to do a large table, we could just, excuse me, we can just find our constant and do our missing values. There are multiple ways to figure out our missing values in these problems. Because as long as it's a proportional relationship, we know we can find our constant by k equals y divided by x. So we knew she found her constant. And we already found the answer. Excellent. So this is what we're going to practice in our 2 guided practice problems. Is essentially exactly what we did in Unit 2, ladies and gentlemen. There is not much of a difference except for we have full sentences now instead of just tables. So as we move forward, remember, k equals y divided by x. That is going to help you still. You thought we left it in Unit 2? No, we did not. It's going to haunt us forever. K equals y divided by x. So, can I get a volunteer? Maybe, preferably, someone who hasn't participated yet, to read for us guided practice problem A, part A.
All right, go ahead, Malik Anthony. Actually, hold on, Malik Anthony. Go ahead, Pierre.
Dang.
I know. I gotta tell you why I can get it though, man.
What about me, huh? I haven't answered yet.
Okay, go ahead, Peter.
We interrupted twice in a row.
A certain shade of light blue paint is made by mixing 1.5 quarts of blue paint with 5 quarts of white paint. How much white paint would you need to mix with 4 quarts of blue paint? That's a lot of paint.
I know, that's a lot of paint. I don't know what they're painting. Probably, I don't know, that sounds like what you'd need in a room. I don't know. I'm not a painter. So, we have 2 different colors of paint to make light blue paint. Let's first just establish what our numbers are. And this is where I now need you writing this in your notebook. I will be looking for this in your notebook. Just the math, you don't have to write the actual questions. So, we have 1.5 quarts of blue paint and 5 quarts of white paint. It's asking us how much white paint would you need to mix with 4 cups of blue paint. So let's make our table. See if we can do this in a 2-row table. So I got blue paint, I got white paint. My blue paint is 1 1/2. My white paint is 5 quarts. So it says, how much white paint would you need to mix with 4 cups of blue paint? So I know this is going to be 4, but I have a missing value underneath my white. So, someone raise a hand and tell me, what is the first thing I need to do? What am I going to need to do to find that missing value? What am I going to need to find?
All right, Malik Anthony. Now, go ahead, man. Thank you, sir.
I don't even know anymore. Yeah, I just want to touch it.
You know,
You
man.
mean
You
it's once
know.
or twice in a row. No, I don't.
All right, Maya, you want to take you inside of this one? Or maybe you guys just had your hands raised from the last question.
See, they'll raise their hand and they're not ready. Let's see, what are we gonna need? So what are we gonna need to find first before we can find that missing value? What did we just do in OU activity?
We gotta find a constant.
Yes, sir, we gotta find our constant. So let's go ahead and find our constant. I'm just gonna pick a random person to tell me what would my actual problem be to find my constant. Let's see. Who have I not heard from in a while? EJ!
Oh man, I was looking at the same.
EJ, what would my actual math problem be to find my constant for this table?
That's what my math. You got.
1 and 1/2 divided by 5 quarts.
Remember, our constant is y divided by x, so right side divided by left side.
Oh, 5 divided by 1/2.
Excellent. 5 divided by 1/2. So stick it with me, EJ. I'm gonna keep you here. So we know it's 5 divided by 1/2. We're gonna do this by hand. So what is the first thing I'm gonna need to do, EJ, in order to divide this problem? Before I can actually do any division, what am I gonna need to change about this problem?
It's a mixed number.
Yep. What is 1 and 1/2 as an improper fraction?
1.5.
That's it as a decimal, but what is it as an improper fraction?
Fraction.
Yep.
So I would multiply this 1 plus 2. 3 over 2.
Excellent. 3 over 2. Okay, EJ, perfect. So you're on a roll here. So now we have 5 divided by 3 over 2. Now what are we going to do in order to divide this problem?
What am I going to do?
So 5 divided by 3/2. How would we solve that?
Put a 5 on the bottom, keep change flip.
Yep, we're going to do keep, change, flip. So that means we keep our whole number, change our division sign to multiplication, flip our second fraction, so 2/3. All right, so bring us home, EJ. Multiply down the row. What is 5 times 2/3 going to be?
So first I do 5 times 2 and then 5 times 3.
So 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1. So then multiply down the row.
Alright. 5 times 2 is 10. And 1 times 3 is 3.
Yep, so 10/3. And last but certainly not least, what is 10/3 as a mixed number?
1. I would say 1 and 1/9. Because it can go into a 9 times, but I don't think 9 would be the denominator.
So you're right that 9 would not be the denominator, but 9 is what we're looking at because what can you multiply 3 by to get 9?
3.
Yep, so our whole number will be 3, and what's going to be left over?
3.
Our denominator is 3. What's left over, though, when we multiply 3 times 3? What? Excellent. Oops, not a 1 on the bottom. Perfect. Excellent, EJ. So we know that our constant is going to be 3 and 1/3. So now we know our constant. Someone else, because EJ really took us there. He got us through the entire constant. So now that we know our constant, how am I going to find that missing value? Someone raise a hand so we can call on you. Or you could tell me in the chat. Oh, I saw all y'all got that in the chat too. Excellent. Raise a hand. Now that I know my constant, how am I going to find my missing value? A little question mark right there. How am I going to find it?
Malik, are you prepared to answer this question? All right, go ahead. Malik Anthony.
What? Malik, this is my time. Shut up. Anyway, we do 4 times 3 and 1/3.
Excellent. 4 times 3 and 1/3. Because remember, if we know our constant, we can figure out that missing value. We're going to do 4 times 3 and 1/3. So I'll bring that down here. 4 times 3 and 1/3. So Malik, what am I going to need to do in order to multiply this problem?
You turn the 3 and 1/3 into an improper fraction.
Yes, sir. What is 3 and 1/3 as an improper fraction?
10/3.
Yes, sir. 10/3. All right, now multiply down the row. What's our problem going to be? Our answer going to be
40 over 3.
40 over 3, and then we know we're not going to keep it as a Improper fraction, that's not cute. What is 40 thirds as a mixed number? Throw it in the, Malik, I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds to figure it out, and everyone else 30 seconds to put it in the chat. So Malik, you're gonna tell us the correct answer. I figured you probably already had it. I want to see if anyone else can get it too. What is our mixed number before Malik tells us what it is? 40 thirds as a mixed number. Malik Sanders, that's the whole number, but what's the entire mixed number? Excellent, Howard. There we go, Malik Sanders. There we go, Maya. There we go, Kalani. Let's see a couple more people. Okay, we're getting feeling stronger about our fractions. I love that. 40 thirds as a mixed number is what, Malik Anthony?
13 and 1/3.
13 and 1/3, and how'd you know that? Walk me through it.
Because I know that 40 over 3, and if I can do 13 times 3, that would be 39, and there's one left over, so I just put that on top of the 3.
Perfect. So we can see 3 can go into 40 13 times. Now this, you could write your multiples of 3 off to the side. Some of you might just put 40 divided by 3 into your calculator to see what the whole number is. Whatever method works for you, but either way, we know 40 over 3 is 13 and 1/3, which means we need 13 and 1/3 cups of white paint to mix with 4 quarts of blue paint. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so lastly, this is going to take us back to Unit 2 for this guided practice problem. It says write an equation to represent the proportional relationship. So I know that in general, actually, I don't know. Someone tell me, in general, what is my equation for a proportional relationship? Like, what's our generic equation for a proportional relationship? Excellent, Maya and Kylie.
Sanders, you being real extra, man. You know the answer to this one?
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
Just tell me, what's our generic equation for a proportional relationship?
Oh, okay. Our generic equation is y equals k times x.
Yeah, perfect. Y equals k times x.